Hello everybody. Next up we pay our last visit for a while to Carrow Road, where we'll be hosted by Norwich City. It's a 2 p.m. kick-off. The trains up there seem to be okay, but as ever, check first. Norwich are of course down, as per the contract that they have with Fulham, where they treat the Premier League slot as some sort of timeshare agreement, with the Canaries playing in the top flight when the season ends in an even-numbered year, and Fulham getting the slot in the odds. It's been a wretched season for Norwich, really. There again, it usually is when they get to this level. They've won just the 5 all season, their last coming in April where they beat Burnley 2-0 at home. The week before that they drew 0-0 with Brighton, but other than that it's been pretty much defeat after defeat after defeat, leaving them bottom of the pile with 21 points from the 34 games they've played. It's said that one of the definitions of madness is the constant repetition of the same mistake time and time again, in the expectation that somehow the results will actually be different. Each time Norwich go down, the parachute cash is pocketed, with precious little of it being reinvested in the squad, so that whilst they have the players to escape the second tier, those tend to be not good enough for the Premier League. And whilst Daisy is very pleased that they signed nobody during the window, such matters shouldn't be uppermost in the minds of anyone owning a club with designs of actually sticking around in the top flight. It's not simply a lack of signings that's cost them. It's more a case of the quality of those signings. In the summer window they were shopping at the likes of Ipswich and Werder Bremen, and whilst I suppose it's not beyond the bounds of possibility that the odd gem might emerge from such sources once in a while, it's not something that you'd want to rely on, to be honest. Having failed to get much out of such meagre rations, Daniel Farker was rather harshly sacked in November and replaced by Dean Smith, it seemingly not having occurred to Delia and company that the particular sow's ear that they are providing as the raw material may not actually be suitable for conversion into a silk purse, irrespective of whom's given the task of completing the job. Their top scorer this season is Finnish striker Teemu Pukki. The much-capped forward is now in his 30s, and his 10 goals across all competitions is 6 more than anyone else has mustered, something that tells its own story, and contributing in total to a minus 49 goal difference. As a prime example of the wrong player type of signing, their second top scorer is Josh Sargent. The American international striker has 4 this season. However, 2 of those came in the League Cup, and they had to wait till January for his first 2 league goals, and even those were against Watford, so probably don't really count. He picked up a number of injuries and is now out for the rest of the season, possibly to his own relief. One of the bigger debates at Carrow Road over the season has been the form of Chelsea loan asset Billy Gilmour. Look back 12 months and there was a player being touted as a major player in the making, a full international, albeit only for Scotland, and a rosy-looking future. However, his form was so poor in the early part of the season, it led to Farker benching the player. Once Smith's appointment had set about making cosmetic changes to the Titanic's external seating arrangements, Gilmour's fortunes improved to the extent that he was at least getting selected. But the end of the season will end with neither player nor club having enhanced their reputations. You know, writing about them is all very depressing, and I don't even support them. So I think we'll move on to the wild and wacky world of association football. There were some interesting stats going on in the Championship where, with 2 games to play, Bournemouth found themselves in the opposition where 2 points from their last 2 games would definitely see them going up, but 3 points might not have been enough. The anomaly rose from the fact that their rivals were also one of their opponents in the form of Nottingham Forest, that match effectively becoming a 6-pointer. As it happened, Bournemouth beat Forest to give us another seaside trip next season. No doubt the computer will put that down for a wet Wednesday in February. The other one for the statos is that Brighton's 4-0 demolition of Manchester United contained exactly 25% of the 16 goals Brighton have scored at home this season. Okay, maybe not that interesting, but amusing nonetheless. Let's move on to us. And, well, it was 1 game too many for a squad that everyone knew back in July would need proper strengthening with a European campaign on the calendar. Cresswell is getting major grief from some quarters, which I think is unjustified. Such grief is ignoring the small matter of the fact that the Eintracht player was fouling as much as he was fouled. Just have a look at the player's left arm, and that his dive had about as much to do with any contact there may have been as Sepp Blatter has to do with honesty. The fall is completely in the opposite direction to that which would have occurred had any contact been responsible. That's where we are in the world today, I'm afraid. Cresswell tries to stay on his feet when touched. The Eintracht player didn't, and out we go. The really disappointing thing is that having had a chance to look at VAR, the ref didn't actually look at the incident itself, merely to check for the inevitable red card. The decision was more ludicrous in view of the actual fouls that weren't given in favour of Bowen and Antonio throughout the very match. Very much a homer. Maybe it'd help if the BBC and Sky would take time out from their love affair with Liverpool for long enough to start calling out this sort of thing, and maybe the world's attitude to cheating might change. Let's stop calling it mealy-mouthed stuff like the dark arts. Let's stop saying he had the right to go down there. Let's stop giving Footballer of the Year awards to cheats. And let's call them cheats when they do it. In an ideal world, if it could be proven the clubs were profiting from blatant cheating, there might be some way of arranging points deductions for this sort of behaviour, bringing up the mouth-watering prospect of Liverpool having derbies against Everton in the Championship. Well, one can dream, can't we? Meanwhile, out in Frankfurt, the trip saw rumours aplenty of odd things happening with tickets going astray and some serious allegations being made over the distribution. This website and the guys at Hammers United are looking into things, and the editor here would be grateful if anyone who paid for a genuine ticket and didn't get in for any reason could contact him. We have a club whose ticketing systems are found wanting enough time and time again. It would be nice to hear the club are going to have some sort of external review of what happened over both the home and away legs, but I doubt that will happen. It would mean the wrong people asking uncomfortable questions of certain people. Back to this one, and it's pretty much a full squad available, something that's been missing from league games of late, thanks to the need to rest players for Europe. Dawson's also back from his suspension, so we'll be at full strength bar Bonner. That squad needs to finish well, and 2 wins from our last 3 should not be impossible as we strive to finish as high as possible. Which moves us nicely onto the prediction. Often you see a bit of a bounce from a relegated side once the deed is mathematically confirmed. Not this time, even allowing for post-Europe, that thing that sees our results dip after a trip to foreign climes. I can't see us doing anything but win this one. So the £2.50 I would have spent on a Spanish phrase book will instead be going on an away win. Make it 2-1 to us, please, Mr. Winston. Enjoy the game.
So we're here in the offices of a Late Late Show with the host of a Late Late Show, James Corden.
Hi.
Big West Ham fan.
Yes. And big knees up Mother Brown, man.
Yeah.
Get on the forum at kumb.com. Come on, you irons.